Hello, everyone. Apparently, I'm Neil Diamond. I apologize. Not sure where that came from. It's afternoon time. This should be sleepy time, but I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty energized. Again, my name is C Nanners. I apologize. I kind of jumped the gun on that one. But we are playing some Blacklight Tango Down. This is Deathmatch, also known as Free for All, and I wanted to upload some gameplay because I had talked about this game at E3. I had a chance to play it early, and now that I've allotted some time, I played this game for about 2 days now. I wanted to jump on and let you guys know about this game. This isn't a review. This isn't like a first-hand experience. Should you buy the game? And I want you guys to know that I'm not paid. I'm not offered bowls of saltwater taffy to say anything and/or, I guess, fake enthusiasm. I want you guys to know that my word is always going to be 100% truthful. I think that it's very important that you guys know that good old Papa Nanners is not interested in lying. I'm not going to sell out. I'm not going to be like, well, I'll say I love your game if you give me $1 bajillion. I think integrity beyond monetary gain is so much more important. I think that I would lose money over choosing not to lie. And I know some of you are probably like, hell, I'd take the money. I'd take $1 bajillion to do these things. And that's not my stance. I don't like to get too Scrooge McDuckish. I don't know if that's a word, but I wanted to, and I'm never going to be like, this game sucks balls, or this game is the most amazing game I've ever played. When I talk about a game, when I talk about anything, I like to focus on the positive and the negative. I don't like to be too heavy-handed with one aspect of a game or another. I don't want to be like, these are all the bad things, these are all the things I hate, or these are all the things I like. I like to give a little sampling of each, because as you guys know, there is absolutely no such thing as a perfect game, but there are certain things about a particular game that can either be the difference between you playing it a ton or, you know, putting it away and never touching it again. And this game has a couple of things that are both really awesome and both just really awful. And I guess what we'll start with first is whenever I play any first-person shooter, the first thing I always pay attention to is sensitivity. So that could be X and Y axis. That's also the character's movements, jumping, crouching, just how you maneuver the character. Now this game is not as bad as Battlefield Bad Company 2 or Killzone 2 in the movement department, but it's not quite like Left 4 Dead and Call of Duty. There's a fluidity in Call of Duty and Left 4 Dead that you can't really, of course Halo as well, but you don't see it too often. And I think that this game doesn't feel awful, but I think that it's better suited for PC gaming. The first time I played this at E3 was on the PC, and you can customize X and Y axis and DPIs and all this crazy stuff that boggles my brain. But on the Xbox, you're kind of limited. The sensitivities I played on, nothing really felt natural. Now, having said that, it's not enough to stop you from playing this game. I think there are plenty good things like the guns, totally a lot of fun to use. I think that the SMGs and the assault rifles, especially, I got a lot of satisfaction out of using those. And the ability to kind of play with the customization, be like, oh, maybe I want this sight, or maybe I want this magazine. That's really cool. I think that the sensitivity, although it feels very awkward, I think it's not enough to stop me from playing. But I think it's a good idea to try this game on the PC because when I played it, you were able to feel a little bit more fluid. I don't know if it just didn't translate to the Xbox, or, I mean, I'm not a developer. I don't know these things. I just know that I like to be able to, when my brain wants to perform an action, my hands are able to carry out that decision. And it seems to be a little bit, you know, wonky. Another thing I like about this game, I know that the sensitivity being a big issue, but the guns, of course, yes. The maps. The maps are very small, and they're kind of symmetrical, so that you'll encounter what's on one side is also on the other. And I like the feel of the maps. They don't feel too confined, and they don't feel too wide open. They feel like it's a good mix. Like I feel like I'm kind of playing like laser tag, and my brain goes, yes, laser tag, which I know sounds kind of odd, but I've only had one map that kind of, I guess, irks me the wrong way. That is a map called Warfare. So it's like Warfare and Wharf, as in like Star Trek slash a place where boats go, which is hilarious. But yeah, I don't really have too many concerns with the maps. They look They look very gorgeous, and that's what's important. I mean, I commend the guys for making this game and not having a campaign, because I think the campaign is not necessary for me personally, because it's like, it doesn't matter. Just give me some atmospheric type setting where I can just shoot people, make it look cool, and we'll call it a day. I don't need some elaborate story to keep me engaged. It's not like, in the year 2525, Walter Matthau rules everyone. Like, I just don't need that information. And I think it's great that they just cut straight to the point, which is, here are some firearms, shoot other people, and have a good time. I think it's really great. And the fact that this game is $15 is ridiculous, and I'll get to that later on. But everything looks good, and I think, you know, it's nice to know that I feel like these guys actually play first-person shooters, and they've tried to incorporate some of the aspects of games, both good and bad, to try to make this whole experience a little bit better. And probably the most notable thing that they've included in this game is the presence of a constant UAV, in that every once in a while you can trigger this little predator vision, and you get to see where everybody is on the map. Now what that does is it makes it very difficult to sit in one particular area. Especially in free-for-all, when everybody has that ability, you always feel very uneasy. And I guess the motivation behind this decision was to make the whole experience very fast-paced and, you know, flying by the seat of your pants. Unfortunately, what they did incorrectly is they included, as you saw earlier in the game, there's health stations and ammo stations. There's far too much incentive for me to just guard the health station and then shoot at people and then make them come to you. Which is very ironic, because the goal was to prevent camping. The goal was to keep you moving. There's far too much incentive for me to be a douchebag and just guard the treasure and have everybody, all the little leprechauns, move their way over to me to get health, and when they do, I shoot them, which is unfortunate. I think that if you want a fast-paced game, you know, the UAV, of course, has a different name. I'm not familiar with what it is, but it was a very good idea to include that, but the presence of health stations and ammo stations counteracted that whole thing, in that, especially in free-for-all, you know, I'm just going to be a total dick. Like, I'm going to make sure that people can't come and refill their health, because as you can see in the bottom left, I have 172 right now. When I get hit, that's going to go down, and the only way to bring it back up is health. I think they should have just not included health stations at all. It should be the very traditional first-person shooters where you regenerate health over time. Now, there is some sort of health regeneration, but it doesn't fill up all the way. So, it's a good and a bad thing. See, this is that sort of duality, in that it's good they put in the constant UAV, it's bad they put in the health. And I think that if they could remove that, this whole experience would be awesome, because you never want to have one place on the map that everybody can count on going to and whore out that location. Which is exactly what I was doing, because it's like, you know, I want to win. And how do you win? Well, you whore out the health. I mean, that's how you go about winning. And it's unfortunate that's the case, but, you know, I don't think it's that big of a deal. This is just one game type. I'd like to talk about the other game types. I didn't have too much luck when it came to, you know, domination or last man standing. I played a lot of deathmatch and team deathmatch. Now, Team Deathmatch is completely broken. I know that that's a little bit extreme. I know I probably say completely broken. Oh my god. But every match I played of Team Deathmatch, what would happen is, since there's only 2 spawn points on the map, you have bases with turrets. So, for instance, you know, red team spawns on one side, blue team spawns on the other. Now, what happens is that the better team ends up pushing the opposite team in the back in their spawn and doesn't let them out. They just camp them out and basically just, watch this, I try to melee a guy and I fly into the future. Anyways, so basically what happens is one team ends up spawn trapping the other team, and the game goes nowhere. I have just countless games of just me and other people spawn trapping another team. Now, I was playing with a bunch of random people, but if you got together a group of people that are really good, it's going to quickly become a situation that is going to be pretty boring, because you're going to push back people into their spawns. They're going to quit out. No one's going to play with you. So anytime, if you're, I mean, my bread and butter is team deathmatch and free-for-all. It's what I like doing. I like killing people. I'm sure that the objective stuff, great, but I just feel like if you're going to put that into the game, you can't build a mechanic that makes it impossible for good people to enjoy themselves, because you know, the other team's going to be like, oh, screw this, I'm just sitting in the back. I don't want to come out there because I keep getting shot. I think if the spawn points were not just in the back, it would be fun. But of course, that is a glaring issue for me. That's probably the worst thing I've encountered with this game. So yeah, I mean, I think that as I guess we'll backtrack a little bit. So things about this game that I'm kind of feeling a little uneasy about, sensitivity, it's really not that bad. I think I'm probably just being particular. And the other two issues are obviously the hell stations and team deathmatch, which you can't really play. I love team deathmatch. Doesn't seem to be an option unless you want to just spawn trap people, which is fun to a certain extent, but then you get kind of bored. So those are the three issues I think that are probably going to deter me the most from playing this game. They're not that big of a deal, but it is something to pay attention to. Now the good things about this game, the things I really like about this game, are the guns. The guns are a lot of fun to customize and have fun with, and I'm just a sucker for just getting things to unlock and try things out. Anytime you can earn or achieve something, my brain just goes, yes! and I really like that. I really like the maps. I don't need a story. I think the fact they didn't include the story was great. It's all really fun to run around and involve yourself in the setting. And I think the last thing is radar. I like the fact that it makes everybody feel very uneasy, always needing to situate your position so that people don't, I don't know, stab you in the back. And I think it's really a really good addition to first-person shooters. Maybe, I mean, of course, if you remove the hell stations, it may be something that I could totally get behind. But yeah, as a whole, I think this game is totally worth $15. I mean, I've played it the past 2 days. Any game you can play, as long as I played this game just like consecutively, definitely worth your time. You're gonna have to roll with the punches. There are good and bad things about this game, but yeah, I think it's fun. If you guys want to see more gameplay, be sure to let me know. I will do my best to give you guys some tips if you're struggling with this game. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I am gonna go get some coffee, and I will see you guys later.